Mucking with Mitch. I know it's been a long time since you came and ate with me, but today we are back during quarantine to eat together along with our super special guest who came from a very long way to get here, Kristen Bruno. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
I know everyone always wanted you on the podcast. I've always wanted to do a podcast. This is the second one, so you know.
Yeah,
hopefully you can do this a lot more. I'm thinking about doing some Skype calls with people, or not Skype. We're not sponsored, so if you want to pay me, we'll use Skype. But we're gonna be doing stuff like that today. For the food, we have something healthier since everything on quarantine. Everyone's been eating pretty bad. We got some Rebel salad, not sponsored. If you want to sponsor, cool.
Hashtag support local.
Yes. I'm drinking some hazelnut coffee. Kristen has some
green tea and water.
So today we're going to be eating, talking about everything that's going on with quarantine, and since we're both media related, talking a lot about that. So without further ado, I think we should take a first bite and then get into it. I think I'm going to start with bread.
Okay, I could probably do that too.
That's good. I know a lot about you, but I know the viewers don't know a lot about you unless you want to go to her YouTube channel, which is
Kristen Bruno.
Kristen Bruno. You can search that up. You'll find that. We've been together almost 5 years on May 4th, so that's neat.
Just neat things.
You are a makeup artist. You went to Sheridan. You're actually a certified makeup artist now, so
yeah.
I want to first start talking out about how you started in science and how you didn't know at all you wanted to be a makeup artist at the beginning. So let's go back before we talk about the current and talk about the past.
Okay.
So you were in biology.
Yeah.
Okay. So how did you enjoy that? She went to university here in Thunder Bay with me. So going to makeup, leaving me.
Yeah.
But how did you find science? What made you want to go to LU for science at the start?
I guess taking it back like 4 years to grade 12. I always knew I wanted to be a scientist. I liked the idea of, science? I guess like science. No, I guess of like doing my own research. Like that was the ultimate goal. Like I wanted to do my own research. Still am really into animals, but mostly marine animals. I've always had a love for like the ocean, scuba diving, snorkeling, anything to do with like looking at fish. I love manatees. So in grade 12 pretty much I knew I guess I wanted to go into biology. Like that was just what it was. I really enjoyed my biology course and I took math, like calculus, mathematics, that kind of stuff, chemistry, physics, everything in high school. And then I applied here. Pretty much at the time I was still into makeup, not as much I guess as I am now, but
not professionally into makeup at that time. Yeah,
not professionally into makeup. I just enjoyed doing it on myself, and I was a dancer for
your whole life.
My whole life.
Pretty much.
I don't even know how long, since I was like 5, 4, something like that.
So then, you loving biology so much, what made you not want to take biology? Like I know why, but like.
So yeah, then I got accepted into Honors Bachelor of Science with biology for Lakehead University. It's a 4-year program. The first year, I guess the first half was fun. It was really easy for me. Like, that's probably a misconception of people. Like, I know when people drop out, they're like, oh, it's really hard in university. Like, I was fine.
Because you liked it.
Because I liked it and I enjoyed what I was doing. However, from what I wanted to do, there was 2 reasons. At the time, I'd say like halfway into university, I was doing makeup on other people and I started to realize that I liked doing my I want to say side hustle. I didn't make any money. My side job, if you will, or like my side passion. I liked doing that a lot more than what I was learning in university at the time. And another thing was,
it was 4 years.
yeah, and I wanted to do my own research, so that means I would have had to go through 8 years of school. And I was like, for me to like my side interest more than like what I'm actually taking in education, I was like, it's not really worth it. So then I quit after first year, and then at the time I took a year off basically, but it just happened though that Sephora was opening up in Thunder Bay, so I was like, this is kind of a good opportunity. So I applied, worked there, got accepted as a part-time color consultant, worked there and then I got promoted, if you will, or applied to full-time. Did that for a year. Then I got accepted to Sheridan College for their 2-year makeup diploma in the fall. So then
you didn't just work at a Sephora. You opened up a Sephora with a cast of girls.
Yeah.
I've been into Sephora with Kristen, and they are just like, it's not like I've worked a lot of jobs and I usually end up quitting because it's not what I like. But like they all seemed to love what they were doing, and every time I came in, they would just joke around. They would be dancing. Like,
yeah,
I'd be like, what is going on?
That was literally like hands down the best job I've ever had. It was such like a family, and especially because there's obviously new people coming in and out, but for me being there for so long,
the people you opened it with,
it was everyone, no matter like who came in or who started, it was literally like a family, and it's always been a family, and I still consider that like them my family, everyone that works there, because it was just so nice and the atmosphere was so nice. So I did that, and then now I completed my 2-year diploma. Technically I'm a certified makeup artist now, so that's fun.
One thing I want to talk about before we go into Sheridan is how hard it was for you to, because I know a lot of people out there are really scared to jump at their passion and go like 2 feet in. A lot of people go 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and you're not really gonna make it anywhere unless you really like just throw yourself in blindly. And I want to talk about how it felt and how hard it was for you to just leave science and biology and something you've already paid for and just say, I'm moving to Toronto, a different city that I've never been to before, and taking a course that I don't even know if I can go into yet. Like, I want to know how you were feeling on the inside and how stressed you were, how your parents felt about it, like the whole thing, you know?
I feel like for me, I was always a nerd at heart. Like I honestly could like sit there and talk about like animals with someone and like like plants, species of plants. Like I enjoyed my university experience a lot, and I feel like a lot of people think that certain brains or certain people, you're either right-minded or left-minded. Like people are just like scientific, they can only do something like mathematics, science, breaking down different theories, and then you have other people that are strictly creative and they can't do either. So I feel like it was really weird for me to be like in the center of both and be like, I can recognize both strengths in myself. Like even though now I'm more career focused on a creative industry, it doesn't mean that it was hard. Like university was technically hard for me, because I know a lot of people that's like, oh, you dropped out of university, like it was too hard, like you failed, and like that wasn't the case at all. So I feel like it's kind of like a different
You dropped out
experience.
because you saw a path that you thought you could be happier with, and realistically going into makeup is for you way more challenging than staying in science, because you knew a lot of it and you were pretty much at the state where it was like you were just going through school and you could just do it, you know what I mean? Where it was, as in makeup, like you've done makeup your whole life, but going to like that professional mindset, even coming from Sephora, it's so much different when you went to school, that it was like so much harder for you. And I feel like that's why you grew so much, because it's hard to grow when you know everything, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was that aspect of it as well. And I just found, for me, I grew up and I was really lucky to be blessed with 2 awesome parents, because I remember my dad from a young age always telling me, he was like, just do what you love, because at the end of the day, that's what you're going to be doing for like 75% of the time is your job.
Yep.
So when you come home, like you only have a certain amount of time to like do you. So I feel like if you do what you love but you get paid for it, like it's much more worth it to me in the end for that. And yeah, even though university, I guess, didn't work out, like it's probably the best decision I ever made in my life. I was like, well, I was lucky enough to have the support of both my parents as well, who also grew up / lived in Toronto. So
even though they were very shocked, because they were pretty much just like, what do you mean you want to just switch careers? And like they supported you, but it's like everyone was kind of shocked. Like I feel like I was the only person that was kind of just like, yeah, okay, I understand that.
Pretty much because for me, it was like, it wouldn't be a shock if I was like failing. I'd be like, okay, I hate this. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it anymore. But it wasn't even that, considering they got the letter that I was on the dean's list.
And then you're like, I don't want to.
And then I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And my dad was like, I don't understand why you're not failing. You got on the dean's list.
Yep.
you're happy doing school, like why? And then I had to go through this explanation, and then pretty much I told him that it's not what I love. Like I can't see myself continuously doing that for the rest of my life.
And they told you, if you really want to do this, then you're either going full in or you're not doing it at all.
Oh yeah, they were like, full send it. And I was like, okay.
I thought it was just delicious.
It was just so good.
Like, I'm just like inhaling this.
Me too.
Did you just trip?
Yeah.
Are you okay? Okay. Anyways, without the little interruption, if the camera does end up falling down, it's my cat. Milo's standing right behind it.
We have a visitor.
Anyways, let's move on from that little
So we were
thing.
talking about Sheridan and...
So, first let's talk about... Because I know for myself, when I first went to school, I was super nervous. Like, the second time was a bit easier, but you were kind of just like, go make friends, try and be yourself, be confident, just do it. I'm like, okay. And I don't think I ever really heard, like, I've heard how you felt the first day, but I want to know, like, how it was when you went in and you were, like, the first day when you're down in Toronto and you're walking into class.
Yeah.
What were you thinking?
So, after I worked at Sephora for full time, then I got into Sheridan for September. And we left a couple weeks early. Actually, my sister also got accepted into a program at Humber College. So my parents, literally all four of us, we took a flight and we started shipping our stuff beforehand. Luckily, my mom has a friend down there. And we pretty much like picked all of our stuff up and we moved. So it was nice because my sister was pretty much a 20-minute train ride away from me. So if I ever felt like lonely or wanted to visit her, I would just go and do that. So that was a good blessing. And yeah, so then I got accepted into residence, so I moved into the Sheridan College residence, so it was really nerve-wracking, but we did like the whole roommate profile and stuff, and I got my roommate, basically, and her name was Caitlin, and she was a super awesome roommate, so that was fun. Residence was an interesting experience. I feel like it's an interesting experience for everyone, so I did that whole thing, and then my first day of school, I'm trying to think of what class I had. I think it was like a skincare. I think it was my skincare class.
I remember you being pretty nervous.
I was super nervous. Pretty much because not only was it a new school, it was a new city. Like, I was literally like...
not one person.
I knew no one. I was like, bye. At least at Lakehead, I knew a couple people in my program, and like a whole bunch of people, like basically 90% of our graduating class or anyone I knew, like went to Lakehead. So I knew people around there, and like my friends, my family, everyone is here. So in Toronto, I was literally like, my sister's 20-minute train ride away from me. She's not in the same school, and I know no one here. So I pretty much was like, I don't know, let's go. So I literally went in, sat in my class, and it was weird. I had to be like, okay, let's make some friends. Good thing about college though is in university, I had classes 200 people plus or 100 people plus. Huge lecture halls, except for our labs. And then in college, we had about like 20 kids.
It's a lot nicer. Like, people say, people go to university and college don't really understand that you still learn the same. There's less like textbook stuff, but the difference is like the teachers, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I have personal relationships with every one of my teachers. Kristen has a lot of personal relationships with a lot of her teachers. If you go to university, your teacher, you're just a name, you know? Like, there's like 200 kids. They're not going to be friends with all of you, you know?
No.
So I think that's really nice, especially because going in the media, knowing people like your teachers who already have done it and are doing it. And
some of your teachers are literally still in the industry, so they're very important.
I remember when you first went into Sheridan, you started doing makeup, you kept saying, I think I want to do...
Fashion.
Fashion, yeah.
Yeah. I went in wanting to do fashion, 150%.
And you came out not
wanting to do fashion. Yeah, so pretty much the first semester was teaching you your basics.
Which, I remember the first semester... You had almost a deja vu to university because you kind of felt like you knew everything already, because working at Sephora, they teach you the basics. So you went in there, I remember that first year, you're like, yeah, I know all this.
Yeah, so first semester, not gonna lie, for me was a little boring. But once it got into second year, that's when you kind of branch off between different things. So like special effects, you have your fashion class, you have your hairstyling. That was a revelation for me because I never did hair before. I never liked hair. I never wanted to do hair, so I was kind of scared for that class. But we made it, and it was the best. Yeah, it was
like,
the best.
I can't do hair.
My
I'm like
teacher
Kristen.
is a beautiful human being. Like, it was a good time.
Do you
Very
feel that,
essential.
Do you feel that you only did so well in hair because you liked the teacher and
Maybe, yeah.
like
Having
if you would have had a bad
really...
teacher, would you have done hair?
Well, I would have had to. I have to. It's a part of my course requirements. But...
Yeah, but you wouldn't have liked it so much. Maybe.
No.
Because I know, like, at the beginning you really didn't want to do hair, and then every hair class you killed.
Mm-hmm. It was fun. So yeah, and then we branched up in between, like, different courses. Like fashion, special effects, film and TV, that kind of stuff. And when I started taking, like, more of the film and TV special effects classes and learning about it, I was like, this is way more up my alley than that. And then I had 2 apprenticeships at the end. Luckily, I got to finish mine. I know, unfortunately, not a lot of the people in my class got to finish there or even have their internships/apprenticeships.
Yeah, me.
So I did 2 at the time while working and then while being in school. So, like, my first one was more like being on, like, a television set, and then my second one was being, like, more live broadcasting.
Yeah.
So both of them were really nice because I got to see, like, the live broadcasting aspect of, like, film and TV, and then I got to see, like, the ones where you literally build, like, a movie or, like, an on-screen television program. So they were really good, and that literally solidified for me that I really just want to be in this industry, in this film and television industry. So I think apprenticeships / internships, especially for colleges, it's
the most important thing of the whole course.
Because even for me, like, if I didn't go through all these courses, I was like, I really want to do fashion, and then they threw me onto a runway, I'm pretty sure I'd be like, what the hell? Like, get me out of here. I don't want to do this. So
it's a lot different vibe.
Good to know.
Placements are really, really awesome. Obviously, that kind of leads into the COVID-19 situation that's going on now. So pretty much, me and Kristen have been long distancing relationship for 2 years while you were in school. The plan was for me not to be here. She was supposed to stay down there and start working, and I was supposed to come down and do my placement. That happened kind of just before this was going to start rolling, me coming down there. The whole COVID situation happened. So now you had to move back really fast. Like, really fast.
Yeah.
You don't even have... So, like, what was the whole... When this all started... Because no one thought this was as serious going to be. And then the minute I started getting serious, it got really serious.
Yeah, it got serious really fast, so...
So how was the whole moving experience?
It affects everyone in certain ways. For me, we knew that our last couple weeks of school were going to be online. So, pretty much, I helped move my sister out, and then we took a flight pretty much
like
the next day. Yeah.
And you left all your stuff.
Yeah, so... I'm going to drop it in his.
So that really sucks. This whole COVID situation does really suck. We're trying to make the best out of it. That's why we're trying to produce a lot of content.
Yeah, film.
Which I think everyone is. It just really sucks because you're going through your own personal problems of the thing that's happening to you, but then you got to also realize that, like, the whole world this is happening to. And there's definitely, like, so many other people that have it so much worse than we have it. So, staying positive has been tough, but, like, we just keep thinking that, like, where we are, we're safe, we're healthy, we can make videos, so we can't complain.
Yep.
But
Definitely
this does really suck. I know we've both been going through online courses. We had to, like, restructure. I had a couple branding assignments where I had to work with clients and stuff, so that it's been, like, flipped upside down, where it's like we kind of got to hand in what we have and we can't really do anything else. I know for you had to do a lot of your assignments on me, luckily.
Yeah, basically, if you had someone to quarantine with, you could do it on them, but it wasn't a mandatory requirement.
Because some people might
Because
not.
some people don't, right? Safety first. So then they would just do it on themselves and submit pictures. So it was weird being in such a, like, proactive, like, practical course and finishing literally your last 2-3 weeks online and just, like, submitting pictures in and doing your online exam. And then it was like, it was supposed to be like a huge celebration, especially for, like, my friend group and with my friends. Like, we would be like,
graduate. Yeah,
we were gonna be like,
have a graduation party.
Party. right? Like, we're all certified makeup artists. Like, it was gonna be like, this is so fun. We've had these tough 2 years, and then look where we are now. But it's just, it is what it is. So that's definitely weird, especially like being a practical course and finishing it online. I know you could vouch for that. It was just a little weird, but
especially because like most of our, I know especially for my course, I think it's the same for yours. Like, you kind of do the same things throughout the 2 years, but you're like progressively getting more professional and like doing bigger and bigger things. So like, I know my course, we had like a couple shows that we were like really excited about, like doing a cooking show. We had all our big projects, all our community projects, like everything that was like professional. Like, our teachers were like, okay, we're really throwing you in. And I remember us saying before COVID, we were like, oh my God, like we were so stressed because there was so much we had to do in like so little time, you know, like there was a month left, and we were like, oh my God, we have all these big projects to do. And we were like freaking out, and it was so stressful. But then the minute that gets taken away from you, it's like, it's just like, we don't feel like we finished. Like, I don't feel like I finished, you know? Like, we did classes online, but we missed the biggest assignments of the year, which, I don't know, when you're in a course you love, you kind of just like get really bummed because you're missing out on like the big assignments that you were really looking forward to all year.
Yeah, like technically it is hard, and it like my big assignments, I'm like, wow, I have a lot of anxiety about this, but in the end it feels so good when you finally accomplished it and you passed. So that's just been kind of weird. Yeah.
So we're kind of almost done our meals a little bit.
Yeah, these are really good, by the way.
Really good.
Like, I feel like we just like, here, we're eating salad, and then that's it. But like,
I didn't have salad, but
I'm munching.
I even put an egg in mine. It's pretty awesome. I hope you guys are eating along with us if you are watching this.
A little mukbang.
Yeah, but if you grab some food, I'll put that text at the beginning. Say, grab some food, eat with us. Maybe should have said that at the beginning.
Oh well.
But before we end it off, I want to talk about one more thing, about what we see for the future.
Sure.
Because I know we don't have any set in stone things, but we can definitely think about what the future is going to be like. So when this whole COVID thing kind of resolves itself, hopefully, what do you think is going to happen with us?
I don't know. For me, I just want to be like working in the industry, working on myself. I want a cat of myself, and I want my own place.
Only one cat?
So, or two probably. Those are my goals right now.
So I think that pretty much wraps up what we want to talk about.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on the show. You're an amazing guest. Hell yeah. Top 2 for sure.
Thanks for...
Because there's only been 2.
Yeah, I was gonna say, thanks for having me and getting me to talk about my life. It's been fun, you know, and eat some salad.
Yep.
My favorite. And some tea. So like I'm living life, you know.
I hope you found all that interesting. We're going to finish our meals, you know. Can't leave anything empty. Thanks again for coming on. This has been episode 2 of Mucking with Mitch and Kristen.
Yeah.
And my cat Milo, who's down here.
Yeah. We've had animals just like sporadically just going around frame here, but...
So if you like the video, make sure you slap the like button. I want to see at least 400,000 likes. Hit that subscribe button. I'm almost at 100, not really, but you can get me there. And number 3, comment down below what food you want to see next and who you want to be interviewed next. And if you yourself want to be on Mucking with Mitch, it's not going to be in person for a while, but we can do something online.
Yeah, like a Zoom
call. So if you
That'd be fun.
If you want to be on and you watch this video, send me a DM, Mitchell Ringos. You type it on Instagram, send me a DM if you want to be on. Milo, get out of here. And that has been Mucking with Mitch. I hope to see you not in the same amount of time as the last episode. Hopefully sooner. So thanks again, Kristen, for coming in.
Thank you.
This has been Mucking with Mitch, episode 2. And we'll see you in the next video. Put your hands like this.
Oh, I have my teeth.
Okay, ready?
Away, let it slip away. Left but then you came. All the same, nothing left the game. Show 'em we don't play. It depends how you celebrate. Kinda say complain with your ways. How you slipping while you still on center stage. Hey, wait, let it slip away. Left but then you came. All the same, nothing left the game. Show 'em we don't play. It depends how you celebrate. Kinda say complain with your ways. How you slipping while you still on center stage. Oh, I pretend